Yeah, thanks, Costo. And a big Friday night of rugby league here in the top end. Now, we usually play on a Saturday evening, but due to Anzac Day falling on the Saturday, games were moved to the Friday. This was round 2 in the DABSCO Premiership, which is our premier men's grade, and it's a 16 competition. South Darwin Rabbitohs v the Northern Sharks. Now, these are two teams that missed the finals last season, and both teams are last start winners. And the Sharks got the jump, leading 16-4 at the break. The Sharkies went on with it in the second half. The final score, Northern Sharks 36, the South Darwin Rabbitohs 4. Now, the Sharkies, they're 2-0 to start the season. Despite the loss, things are looking up for South Darwin. They have struggled in recent seasons, but they've formed a strong partnership with Gove United, which sees a handful of some pretty talented rugby league players flying in from Gove or Nhulunbuy, one of our more remote regions of the Northern Territory. In the Darwin Brothers v Nightcliff Dragons clash, now Brothers, they are our two-time defending premiers. Brothers built on last week's win over the Bears, but they didn't have it all their own way. Dragons, they came home strong. In the end, the Dragons were gallant in defeat. The final score, Brothers 24, the Dragons 12. Whilst out at Webber Park, which is the home ground of the Litchfield Bears, which is our big rural regional team, the Bears hosted the Palmerston Raiders, and it's fair to say there is a fair rivalry between these two clubs. The Raiders, they established a 12-6 lead at the break through field position and ball possession. Poor discipline from both teams impacted the second half. It certainly could have been described as a very heated game. The Bears snuck home in the end to secure a 14-12 victory. That pleased their home crowd. Now, on the Bears, they were last season's minor premiers. They went down in the grand final to Brothers. They lost their halves partnership of Wilmington and Wedding at the end of last season, with both players leaving Darwin. But the Bears' new spine of Pomeroy at fullback, young Harry Heath at 5'8", Jacobson at halfback, and the captain Drayton at hookup, that combination is developing nicely for the Bears. So after round 2, the Northern Sharks and Darwin Brothers, they're both undefeated on 4 points. The Litchfield Bears and the South Darwin Rabbitohs with 1 win and 1 loss, they're on 2 points. And the Nightcliff Dragons and the Palmerston Raiders both yet to record a win for 2026. So 6 teams in the competition. It is a final 4. Now, over in the Tru-Flow Services Premiership, that's our 6-team women's competition. And I have to say, the women's game is really going from strength to strength here in the top end. Recently, Shari Togo, she is the coach of the Litchfield Bears. She was part of Jess Skinner's Australian Indigenous All-Stars coaching team when they took on the Māori All-Stars recently in Waikato. So at Webber Park, Shari Togo's team, the Litchfield Bears, they bounced back from last weekend's loss, establishing a fortress, and they shut down the Raiders' attack to record an impressive 22-12 victory. Brothers came up against the resurgent Dragons. They definitely put them to the sword. Brothers, the 4-time defending premiers, clinical in their 52-12 win. So Brothers, or the Sisters as they are affectionately known, they're a bit like the Penrith Panthers, winning 4 premierships on the trot. They are definitely still the team to beat. And the Sharks v Rabbitohs clash, the Rabbitohs stuck with the Sharks for much of the first half. The Sharks, they broke free in the second half to run out 32-16 winners. So plenty of positives for both teams to come out of the game. Now we enter the bye round, so no senior rugby league this coming weekend in Darwin. Round 3 will take place Saturday 9th of May, and we'll see the Palmerston Raiders v the Nightcliff Dragons. Now in the DABSCO Premiership, these are 2 teams yet to record a victory for 2026, and both of these teams will expect to play finals footy. So expect a big clash here. South Darwin Rabbitohs, they will come up against the Darwin Brothers. Now this is last season's premiers, Brothers, up against last season Wooden Spooners Souths. But given the Gove United partnership with South that I spoke of earlier, and I spoke with a senior player from Gove United during the week, they are expecting a full complement of players to fly in this week. So this game could be much closer than we think. And the Litchfield Bears, they will take on the Northern Sharks. The Bears, with their new young spine and probably the fittest team in the competition, they will come up against the Sharks, who have really surprised and impressed early in the season. Coach Colley really has them firing on all cylinders. So it should be a great round of rugby league. And Costo, I look forward to giving you a full wrap-up next time we speak.